So there's a new biography coming out about Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson, just titled Elon Musk. Very simple. And part of the book is covering the rocky road of his romantic life and relationships and how he's attracted to crazy chicks.
He loves the crazy ones.
He's addicted to drama.
He loves the crazy ones.
He loves the drama. And one of those girlfriends is Amber Heard, whom he dated on and off somewhat in 2017. And I believe he had an affair with her while she was married to Johnny Depp. That's at least according to Johnny Depp's accusation. She denied it. He simped for her even after they no longer were dating. He offered to give her 24/7 security services when she wanted a restraining order against Johnny Depp. And he really didn't come out to say anything supportive of Johnny Depp while that defamation trial was ongoing.
Yeah.
So it's a little disappointing because he does know the truth. Now, we see that behind the scenes, his relationship with Amber Heard was an absolute nightmare.
He loves the crazy ladies. I can sympathize.
So, according to Elon Musk's brother, Amber Heard was just so toxic and calls it a nightmare. And Elon Musk's chief of staff, Sam Teller, compared her to the Joker and
I love
said
that he has a chief of staff.
she didn't have a goal or aim other than chaos. She thrives on destabilizing everything.
I'm like a dog chasing Teslas.
Grimes also added, my Dungeons and Dragons alignment would be chaotic good, whereas Amber's is probably chaotic evil.
Okay, here's the thing. It's also narcissistic of Grimes to give herself that much of the benefit of the doubt.
I think Grimes comes off as a chaotic good.
She's neutral at best. She's not good.
What's so wrong with Grimes?
She's neutral at best. She's a Mars socialist, and I don't like it. She's a interplanetary socialist. I don't like interplanetary socialists any more than I like champagne socialists.
And interestingly, Amber Heard also did an interview for the biography, and she's going to give her own side of the story. But what she has said so far is Elon loves fire, and sometimes it burns him. Mm. She's had nothing but positive things to say about her relationship with Elon and that they related to each other over a shared love of science and sharing ideas.
That is the lamest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's bad.
Holy crap. Could you be any more of a freaking dweeb?
Amber Heard said, I guess I could be called a geek for someone who could also be called a hot chick.
I can appreciate you giving yourself the benefit. Amber said this, right?
Yes.
Maybe I've got a little too much Elon going on because I'm like, look, I'm more willing to give her the leeway in being overly confident about her hotness than I am giving Grimes the benefit of the doubt about her goodness.
That's fair. Allegedly, also, the biography reveals that Elon got Amber Heard to role play in the bedroom as a character from Overwatch, Mercy. Like she actually got the whole costume and everything.
And here's the thing. The girl who will get...
It's too cringe for words.
The girl who will get the whole costume and role play with you is bound to be a little bit nutty. And you know what? As a guy with a lot of money and time, not time, but a lot of money, you make the value judgment. You're like, look, on one hand, she's going to wear the costume. She's going to address me as such. And it's going to be a lot of fun. On the other hand, if I leave the room, she might shit the bed.
Yeah.
Worth it, he says.
He made the trade-off. That's why I was saying that I don't really believe a victim narrative with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, because I think that men who get in relationships with this woman, they want to be there. Yeah. For whatever messed up reason, they want to be with the crazy BPD art hoe.
You love the chaos.
Who's going to make your life a living hell because you made that value judgment.
Again, worth it.
Yeah. His brother also added that he thinks it's really sad Elon falls in love with people who are really mean to him.
But Elon
they're beautiful, no question, but they have a very dark side, and Elon knows that they're toxic.
And Elon loves it. And Elon's like, look, worth it. And I say, go with God, my friend. If that's what makes you happy, do your thing.
Elon also explained away his love for toxic women, saying, I'm just a fool for love. I'm often a fool, but especially for love. He's like, I'm just a flirt.
He's the Kevin Spacey of no.
So there's a lot of baby mama drama in the biography aside from that. And it also reveals that behind the scenes in the summer of 2017 through fall of 2018, he had the most hellacious period of his life. Elon Musk went through periods when he oscillated between depression, stupor, giddiness, and manic energy. He traces back this tailspin to the news of his father's relationship with his stepdaughter, messy, as well as his own stormy relationship with the actor Amber Heard, who had recently gone through a tumultuous divorce with Johnny Depp. Amber Heard drew Musk into a dark vortex around 2017 that lasted more than a year and produced a deep-seated pain that lingers to this day. His brothers and friends hated her with a passion. But they also made sure to add a defense of her, saying, you know, she's taking enough bludgeoning in the public eye from the media.
You don't get to crap in a man's bed and then put a cap on how much derision you're given. Sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, this is from the same author that wrote a biography on Steve Jobs, and this is supposed to be the, quote, astonishingly intimate story of the most fascinating and controversial innovator of our era.
And it was Heard that dressed up like Mercy from Overwatch, right? Yeah. Okay, somebody in the chat was asking. Just double check.
I'm sure Grimes has done similar things for Elon. It's just crazy how they're all so like head over heels for him.
He's a magnetic personality, and he's unique.
I think that this biography...
And plus, he got the hair transplant. He looks like $1 million.
This biography is sold as, if you don't know whether to like him or hate him, because he's such a polarizing figure, then you should read this to get the inside scoop on what his real personal life is actually like. But I think that it just feeds into his ego even more by making him sound exactly as cool as he wants to sound. Yeah. Like, you're comparing him to Tony Stark and Bond villains. Either way, he wins.
He wins either way. He's like, today I'm Tony Stark, cool. Today I'm Blofeld, cooler.
But this apparently shows the story of him getting bullied very badly as a child, him getting like hospitalized literally by getting beaten so much by his classmates, and that he treats the world as an adult like the playground that he gets to own. And also stories about how he built his business and blah blah blah. I'm less interested in that. I'm more interested in the drama and the salacious details of his relationships, clearly. But I just think that
there's nothing more relatable to most men than at the very least a inkling of desire to want to be. I remember I was talking to it was like a quote from a television show, and it rang really true with me. It's like things you have to do before the age of 30. And one of them is like, go out with a woman that you know is absolutely bonkers. Now, the point being that, like...
Doesn't sound like great advice, Brett.
I didn't say I gave the advice. I'm just saying, like, and it rang true because most people, when you're under 30, you still have the emotional bandwidth and the time to process that. Once you get older than that, you might not have the ability, unless you're somebody like Musk, who has all the resources and the ability to do so. And every guy's going to be like, look, if I saw Amber Heard, I would probably do so as well. I would bend my standards a little bit because she's beautiful. She might be a little crazy. She might make my life chaotic and difficult to handle. But sometimes the small brain overrides the big brain, and that's the way the world works.
It's just bizarre, though, that he's still doing this in his 50s. He's in his 50s, and he dates as if he is in high school or college still. It's just kind of worrying. And another detail that I haven't seen this biography touch upon, possibly because of Elon's control over it, is his possible child with Amber Heard. Like, are we going to find out whether her surrogate child belongs to him? Because I would bet money on that.
Think so?
I really would. The timing works out. And clearly none of these women care about actually being with him in a relationship before agreeing to this arrangement.
Yeah.
It matches up. It makes sense. And also, he's already made multiple charitable donations in her name to organizations to make her look good. To the tune of like $1 million at this point.
She's just an absolute panther
He's a
in the
simp.
sack. She's a panther in the sack, and
He's clearly simping.
He behaves accordingly.
Yeah. There are also details that say his father's impact on his psyche would linger. He developed into a tough yet vulnerable man-child, prone to abrupt Jekyll and Hyde mood swings, with an exceedingly high tolerance for risk, a craving for drama, an epic sense of mission, and a maniacal intensity that was callous and at times destructive. So it's daddy issues that's at the bottom of all this.
And somebody to be as successful as him in that many enterprises, starting over this many times with this many projects and succeeding on them, requires the ability to take on a crap ton of risk and deal with it, with the stress that comes from it. And you know what helps you de-stress? You go out with your nutso girlfriend who threatens to crap on your bed after she dresses up in her cosplay outfit for you. Yeah. And you're like, okay, back to the boardroom now that I'm done.
The funniest thing about this is they met at the Met Gala in 2017, 2 weeks after she reportedly had this blow-up fight with Johnny Depp, and they had broken up. And then before she was divorced, there's video evidence of him visiting her late at night at their shared penthouse.
That elevator's has gotten some real characters.
It's gotten
to
some
it.
traffic.
It's gotten some traffic.
Elon cucked Johnny Depp. I'm sorry to say.
And maybe he did it while wearing Sauvage, that cologne that.
Yeah. Maybe that scent like triggers her into a manic breakdown.
Emotional damage.
What if I like came up to Amber Heard wearing Sauvage and was like, "Hello. Hey, I'm such a big fan." She just like blacks out.
Wear a Depp shirt. Like, Justice for Johnny Depp shirt, but be ungovernable. Like just go up to like Justice for Johnny Depp, but go up to Amber Heard and be like, "Oh my God, I'm such a big fan of yours." Like never let him know your next move.
This is not good PR for Amber Heard while we're about to see Aquaman 2 come out.
And who knows like how much we're going to see of her in the trailer when that comes out on Thursday.
She's going to be in like 0 press interviews, correct?
They're going to be like, so in what way is Mara like your relationship with Johnny Depp? She's like, what?
Wait, is she... I'm not caught up. Is she the love interest?
Yes. Yep.
In the movie?
Yep. Oh, yeah. She's like, so who's better in bed, Jason Momoa or Johnny Depp?
Did she get Elon to cosplay as Jason Momoa to get her in character?
She's like really into Jason Momoa from Game of Thrones, and she's like, yes, yeah, that'd be great. And it's just, Elon understood, but when he's with this woman, I mean, who's the most of all the women that he's got kids with that he's been linked to? Who's the most normal?
His first wife, it sounds
probably,
like.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
What is her name?
And let's face it, beyond just his personality, money and resources amplify those traits in a person. So if he already had like a little bit of preference for crazy, like all the money and resources makes it all the more realistic that he's going to lean harder into that type of thing.
Did his dad know his stepdaughter like when she was a child?
I don't know.
That whole situation just sounds incredibly messy and broken.
Yeah, his dad is dating his stepdaughter.
But he's not exactly breaking the cycle because he keeps his family dynamics extremely messy and chaotic on purpose.
Yeah. Yep. He does not exactly have it set up in the most traditional of senses.
Yeah, he clearly has no problem with having like disjointed families with kids he's not involved in their lives.
And it's too bad because she could have settled down with Uncle Elon and
Elon being your dad would give you such issues.
Well, they have the one kid that became a communist and no longer became trans and a communist.
Yeah. And
is no longer part of the family.
Yeah.
I'm still fascinated to know whether that kid takes money from.
I mean, probably.
It's like it's so like, doesn't that like, imagine you're that person, you're like, I'm part of the communist revolution, I'm trans, but you're still taking money from the proletariat. You're still taking the money, right?
Right. Or at least in some
You think you're the proletariat, but you're just no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's
I don't believe that Elon is really hurting over that relationship going south. He's just multiplying more kids to,
No, he just has
fix the problem.
He just has
It's a
more of
Band-Aid
them.
over the problem,
Yeah,
really. And it's a Band-Aid over the loss of his first son.
Child.
That's really sad.
Yeah. And he's like, I can cover up my pain with crazy.
Yeah. He's just drowning his grief in toxic relationships.
He's like, hi.
With celebrity women.
Do you have an absolute batshit personality and the ability to have fantastic sex? They're like, yes. He's like, you're hired. Come here. That's all it takes.
People need to like educate themselves on the warning signs when like women have BPD, because it's not.
What are the warning signs?
Well, basically, they're prone to extreme mood swings. They see people in just black and white.
They're
either
women.
All good or all bad. You're not able to reason.
Yeah.
Really. And they're more attracted to like the extremes and to drama because it gives them a sense of security.
Women love that anyways. Even
Well, it's like amplifying all of the toxic traits of women to extremes where you literally can't function.
scary stuff, and it's not something you want to get involved in if you're like a high-powered dude who's got like multiple
He's like,
business empires.
let me
to
link
run.
myself to you forever by having a kid with you.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.